This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Five hop principles lifting us higher, learning without blame, fueling our fire. Together we grow, together we thrive, keeping operational excellence alive.
A crane takes the weight, first inch off the deck, when a rigger spots a lookalike shackle half the rating. He calls a pause. 2 minutes later, it's swapped, and the lift is completed as planned. Here's the question. Which D did he spot? Dumb, dangerous, difficult, or different? Today, we'll explore how rules work with reality, using the 4 Ds, 4 Ls, and the work of Tony Mushara with critical steps and risk important actions as everyday work lenses. Hi listeners, I'm Brent Sutton, and this is the Hop into Action podcast. In the next 15 minutes, we will explore a short history of rules and why many were written to control people, how rules really get used, a simple way to focus on what must go right in work using critical steps and risk important actions, a story of how this is applied to better understand work, and a 1-week starter using the 4 Ds and 4 Ls to steer improvement. Let's start with the history of rules. Let's be honest about where most rules came from. They weren't written to help you do great work. They were written to control you so organizations could protect assets, reputation, and schedules. In early industrial settings, hazards skyrocketed and skills were uneven. Owners responded with posted prohibitions and punishments. Don't touch that. Keep out. Break a rule. You're out. The logic was simple. Control behavior, reduce incidents, keep production going. Then came scientific management, where people were seen as adjustable parts. Taylorism scripted the one best way. Procedures became scripts. If outcomes were bad, the answer was tighten compliance, not fix the design of work. As organizations scaled, we added inspections, certification, audits. Rules multiplied so leaders could show control with binders full of signatures and checkboxes. We got green dashboards while real control was shaky. If something went wrong, we asked which rule did they break, not what made the right way hard. Then we had behavioral programs, fix the person, not the system. The safety often slid into spotting people rather than spotting constraints. More posters, cardinal rules, sometimes zero tolerance. The message workers heard was, try harder to beat bad work design. You can hear it in the language, always. Never. Zero. With a quiet threat of discipline. Meanwhile, the job has lookalike parts, variable conditions, competing goals. When the rule book and reality don't match, people adapt. We called it non-compliance. In truth, it's work as it has to be done. Despite what I see on LinkedIn, HOP doesn't bin rules. It rebuilds them around support, not surveillance. Keep a few clear, non-negotiable rules at the critical step, where a miss is immediate and irreversible. Surround them with risk-important actions that helps for work to go well. In real work, rules do 5 jobs. They line up the work, sequencing, handovers, who does what. Control the big risks, sticky, the stuff that kills you. Stabilize quality, less variation and repeat tasks. Pass on know-how so new people can succeed. Meet promises, customers, contracts, audits, and we've basically got 4 types of rules. Hard rules, non-negotiable, for life-critical controls, binary, testable. Standard work, the usual best way for work to go well. Guidance, if then cues for variable conditions. Checklists, memory aids at startup, shutdown, and handover. When rules struggle, it's usually for predictable reasons. Workers imagine drift, rule bloat, hidden resource assumptions, vague language like use caution, and paper performance that passes an audit while the real control is weak. Here are some ways to make them better using critical steps and risk important actions. A critical step is one action where, if you get it wrong, bad stuff happens now and you can't undo it. To people, assets, the environment, reputation, or time. It's the point of no return. Risk important actions are the setups and verifications that make that critical step controllable. Correct isolation, right part, lineup, ID checks, calibration, comms, contingency ready. Most procedures mix routine steps with make or break ones. The critical step and risk important action lens helps you thin the rulebook overall and tighten the control exactly where the consequence is worst.
We are taking a break from the podcast for this message. Operational excellence starts with people, and the Hop Beginner's Guide series shows you how. Each short, practical volume tackles a core theme, from understanding human error to learning from events, building frontline leadership, and even applying HOP beyond safety. Written in plain language by practitioners, not academics, and enriched with insights from global HOP leaders, these value-packed books help you turn principles into practice. Whether you're just starting or deepening your journey, the series gives you the tools to learn, adapt, and deliver better work. Search HOP Beginners. Guide on Amazon. Small volumes, big impact. And now back to the podcast.
How to write differently. For risk important actions, write short how to plus who checks plus what proof. And name the tools, time, and skills. For the critical step, write a control rule, the action, the expected, the observable result, and the contingency if not seen. That's stop, then safe state, then who to call. Add a pause and verify immediately before the critical step and make it doable and relatable, including time in the plan, the right kit, etc. Otherwise, you're writing fiction. Just imagine we're on a CBD retrofit, tight streets, public walkways, changing wind. The team is lifting a 4-ton chiller to level 6. The method statement is solid. The critical step is take the load first inch. That is the moment that you test the system and the rigging. The risk important actions included rigging plan reviewed with the exact shackle ratings, color-coded tags verified, wind window defined and checked, exclusion zone set, public walkway controlled, radio comms check, crane op, rigger, banksman, all green, lift path cleared of overhead snags. During the pause and verify, a rigger spots a lookalike shackle, same colour, lower rating, easy miss. He calls a pause. 2 minutes later, it's swapped. The critical step happens, first inch off the deck. Expected result. No twist, no sag. Comms clear, load stable. It's good. Proceed. What mattered? The rule wasn't just follow the procedure, it was a control rule at the moment of risk. The crew had permission to pause, and the system made the right way the easy way, spares on hand, tags clear, time allowed. So what did we learn during the debrief? We updated the rigging kit. Shackle lookalikes now have contrasting tags and a go-no-go card in the box. Small change, big reliability. Let's turn this from stories to practice. Your 1 week starter with the goal for the week to redesign the same jobs rules to support work, using what people value and need. Start by engaging workers who use a rule with a sticky stuff that can kill you with the 4 L's. Walk the job with the crew. Ask these questions. What do you like that helps you get this right? What's lacking that makes it dumb, frustrating, risky, challenging, hard, or surprising? What do you long for that would make the right way the easy way? What should we learn into the next version? Then we want to identify the critical steps and risk important actions from what they tell you. Explain to them that a critical step is an action where, if it's wrong, harm happens now and you can't undo it. Risk important actions are the setups and verifications that make that critical step controllable. Think of it as a point of no return versus everything that must be right to make that point safe. Stand with the crew where the work happens. Ask them to show the job, not just tell you. Use prompts with the workers to surface the critical steps, such as point to the moment where, if we get it wrong, it goes bad right now. Where would you call a pause if something didn't feel right? If you could only watch one move on a bad day, which would you watch? Where do you feel it? Tension, silence, everyone watching? Then use these prompts to surface the risk-important actions. What must be true beforehand for that move to be safe? What do you check, including what you read, feel, or listen for right before it? What tools, time, or people do you need in place for it to go well? What mix-ups or lookalikes have bitten you here? Capture their words. Don't translate into management speak. Rework the rule with this new knowledge and get them to try it out and use the 4 L's again for feedback. Remember, it won't be perfect the first time. More information will flow over time. As people learn, they gain more knowledge, see more context, and will share that with you. This is normal. In wrapping up, there are 3 key takeaways. 1, rules work best when they're few, clear, and placed at the moment of risk. 2, people create safety by adapting, so give them permission and pathways to pause, verify, and escalate. 3, learning is a loop. Listen to work is done, learn by tagging critical steps and risk important actions, and lead by making work the right way and the easy way. Thanks for listening to Hop Into Action. I'm Brent Sutton. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep learning from everyday work. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey with Hop Into Action. I've loved sharing stories, ideas, and practical ways to do safety differently with you. Your support and curiosity are what make this community so strong, and I want to thank you for being part of it. If you're ready to keep building capability, capacity, and resilience, I'd encourage you to check out the HOP Beginner's Guide series on Amazon. Each volume is short, practical, and packed with insights, and the book series is designed for busy people who want real impact, not theory. This isn't the end of the conversation, just the next step in your journey. So thank you again for listening, for learning, for supporting better work. Until next time, remember, small changes, shared stories, and thoughtful practice lead to big results with HOP, learning teams, and the 4 Ds.